Where's the chat? Okay, there it is. I'm putting it in the chat, y'all. So y'all can take a poll. Okay. It's almost ready, and boom. So let me know if y'all can click on that link so y'all can open up to the poll page. One of the first poll question is activated already. If y'all can see it, can I get like a thumbs up? Yeah? Okay, great. This is my like second time using this poll function. I just want to get used to it. Because I think it'll be really useful for getting general information from y'all, checking in with y'all, all that good stuff. All right, I'm gonna also share my screen so y'all can see all the general, I guess, results of the poll. That'd be great. Boom. And then I'll share my screen with y'all. And y'all can see my screen?
No.
No?
No, we cannot.
Okay. So never mind that. This Debbie and screen sharing is not agreeing today, so that's okay. All right, so I saw that first question. Okay, so warm up, what are some elements you guys remember from the module or HTML in general? Y'all can see what everyone's putting in though? Or y'all can just see what y'all put in?
It says no responses yet. So, but I don't know if that means that I haven't responded or no one else has.
I can only see my response.
So it's interesting. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So I'm sharing my screen right now. Does it say I'm sharing it and y'all can actually see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, bet. So now you guys can see all the responses. Yeah. Okay, love that, love that. All right, so let's see some elements we remember from the module HTML in general. So I'm seeing element, the headers, tags, containers, like module break, imaging. Yes. All of these things get the lists, tags, files. Love that. Okay, so it looks like everyone, y'all pretty much know what's going on in HTML, and I'd love to see that from y'all. Yeah, and so it looks like you guys pretty much like got most, if not all of the elements from the module, or at least all the important ones that I myself care about. All right, so that's our first. Here's our next question. All right, let's see. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how helpful were the Codecademy HTML modules? So we need to let's see, what it's literally lagging. That's kind of crazy. Oh, it's activated. Okay, great. So I just want to know like how helpful the module was, because I think it's really important that, if the Codecademy modules actually helped you learn, because they took you step by step. Like, was it fast? Was it slow? I think that kind of commentary is also super important in terms of like how we should proceed as a chapter. Because also we gave you guys, I think like 2-3 weeks to complete the module. And I want to know like how the pacing was for y'all. Like, were you guys really able to absorb the knowledge and like really like, you know, were you guys able to like have it stick? Because there's a difference between like doing it just to do it and then like doing it such that it will stick. Let's see. Not me clearing the responses. Okay. Anyways, activate. Did it activate? Y'all can see it though? Okay, good. I'm kind of surprised my computer didn't just like burn out yet, because bedroom plus full plus screen sharing. I'm surprised everything just didn't just like blow up yet. So very pleased. Okay. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of, I'm seeing 8, I'm seeing 10. So that's pretty good. Those are pretty good numbers. Honestly, if anywhere between like the 7 and 8 and like 10, that means it was pretty helpful, like collectively. So that's really good to see. And I didn't put in like a poll question, but I want to hear like from y'all, like what were like the more, I mean, like what about the modules made it helpful? Like in terms of your learning, did you guys like how you were just adding in little parts of the pre-made code? Did you guys like how they gave you like a list of like, I guess instructions as you were doing each exercise? Did you guys like how they gave you like a cheat sheet? Like as you guys were going about it, like what made it helpful and productive to your learning? Y'all can share out however you guys want. Many of y'all? No? Y'all just sounded collectively helpful overall? Yeah, personally, I would have also said the same thing, because honestly, Codecademy is just like that place if I want to learn a new language, and just like I think they just hit all the aspects that make it, I guess, super engaging.
I think it was very helpful, because when I was like learning HTML like at the beginning, I think Codecademy's the interface is really user friendly and also very nice. So I think that really like motivated me to like try to complete more than I probably would have.
Yeah, I agree with that one for sure. Let's see. Okay. Okay, y'all can see the next poll question though. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, like how comfortable are you guys participating in a HTML project? I get like some. Honestly, my screen is lagging a little bit, so I can't tell if y'all are nodding or if that's just like the screen glitching on me.
Or at least I can.
Okay, good. Love that. Okay, I'm seeing 7, 8, 10. Love that. Love to see that. Should we get y'all? I'm seeing a 5. Okay, 7, 8. It looks like the majority is around like the 8 section, which is pretty cool. Love that. Okay, so that's pretty valid. So I'm seeing like the majority of the group is mostly more or less just around the 8 area. So that means like everyone's pretty comfortable participating in the HTML group project. Like if you're below an 8, like definitely like don't sweat it. Like we're all here for you guys. Like literally this is why we're just like a community and not just like your regular class where you guys have to like do it yourself, submit it for a grade. None of that. We're gonna grow together. So don't worry about all of that. Either way, like if it's like 7 or 5 or whatnot because like you didn't finish the module, that's okay. If it's 7 or 5 because like HTML is definitely confusing, like low key that module, like although it's short, there's a lot to like take in, so that's also okay. But we're all here for you guys, like collectively, so don't worry about that. But yeah, so that's pretty valid. That's pretty valid. Seems like you guys are on the right track more or less. So boom. Let's see, what else do I want to activate? I want to activate one more thing. One more thing. And then if my computer could just load the poll. Okay. This is going to be the last thing I activate, or for now at least. All right, so the last thing is like, I want to know like how y'all, like what y'all know about HTML. Because like before y'all answer the quiz, don't worry, I'm not going to be like, oh, if you don't get this right, you're out of the thing. No, don't worry about that. So as y'all know, HTML, that's like the first part of our web design series, right? We have HTML, we have CSS, and we have JavaScript, right? And we can also, I guess we can also like incorporate Python into web design to some extent as well. But I want to figure out if y'all know exactly what part of web design we're using this, like what part of web design HTML is for, because HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are like, I guess they're all part of the same family. Like they all come together to make like a website, right? And they're all just under the general jurisdiction of web design. So knowing that, what is HTML for? Like what does it contribute to websites in general? Okay, I'm seeing this. Okay, provides links. Okay, everyone's looking at B. Love that. I'm gonna give y'all one more minute to answer this question. Okay. So it seems like y'all know exactly what's going on. So yes, the correct answer is B, as y'all know. Again, HTML provides our text, links, images, videos in a website. HTML by itself is super bland, but it provides all the core stuff of the website, right? If you did not have HTML, you just have like a site that might have a little bit of seasoning, but no text, no images, no videos. Just, it's like cooking, but with only the seasonings, right? You need the actual stuff that you need to eat, right? That's HTML. So yes, great job, y'all. Y'all know exactly what's going on. So from this point, that's pretty much our warm up. I'm happy to see that y'all are pretty, like, more or less comfortable with HTML and y'all know what it's used for. So with that in mind, we're gonna start talking about like the project, which is like our personal blog. I think we introduced it in the last session or the first session, like our general, like, okay, now that we're learning HTML and like now that we're doing like web design stuff, what are we using it for? What kind of project are we applying to it? So Matthew, if you would like to talk about, you know, the IDE we want to use to promote this, or not to promote, but to start this project if GitHub isn't really working out right now. But if you want to talk about the IDE, and then we can talk about the group project.
Yeah.
As we're using IDE.
Yeah. So we know the like issues with GitHub. Basically, the problem right now is that we have like an organization, right? We have like a group, but we have to add everyone into that group. And so we're trying to find a way to do it automatically, but GitHub doesn't want to work with us. So I might just have to go in and manually add you all. But otherwise, about the IDE, we want you guys to use, you may or may not have it already if you've already been doing some of this stuff. It's called Visual Studio Code. It's made by Microsoft. It's like free to use, super robust, super flexible, development software. Is basically just helps you write your code. There's a bunch of extensions and different things that you can customize in Visual Studio Code. So for example, I have one that lets me see the web page that I'm making as I'm making it. So it's just like a way to edit code without it's like it's editing code, and that's really what it is. It's a code editor, and I can show you. Let's see. Let me just share my screen. Okay. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yes, no? Okay, cool. So this is Visual Studio Code. I've kind of customized it, made it my own little thing. But so this is the same file that I showed you guys last time with the little About Me page thing that I made. It's right here. It's about me.html. And so if you want, there's a bunch of extensions, right? So I just went to the extension menu. There's a whole bunch of extensions. So the one that I was looking at, if you just search HTML, there's one that's called HTML. Let's see. So this is the formatter. So this will let you, there's a bunch of different formatters. So like this one will like autocomplete code for you, so you don't have to, you don't have to autocomplete, or you don't have to like type in the whole code. You can just like tab complete. And this is one I was talking about before that lets you see the web page. So if I just do Control-Shift-V, then it shows me the page. I can pop it out to the side, and if I edit something on here, like if I say hello, it'll just show me, it'll show me the page as it's updated. So obviously it's not just for HTML. It's also for any other code that you would want to write. But we kind of want you guys to, use this editor, this IDE, in order to help yourself, and learn a little bit more about coding. And it also helps with syntax, because you can learn what syntax is, and there's also ways for that it, when you save, sometimes it'll auto correct it so that it's complete, that it's the correct tab indented and stuff like that. So it's just a really good tool, and it can only help you help it write code and learn about syntax and structure as well. So.
Okay, great. Thank you, Matthew, for introducing our VS Code. I just dropped the link to to download VS Code in the chat. So definitely take a look at that, like, whenever, hopefully after this call drops. I can also just put it in our Discord later on as well. I just have it just ready. But I just dropped it so that you guys can check it out whenever, save it somewhere, or just open it up and then download it after the call drops. So
and
with that,
I would highly recommend reading the all those like features, because if you don't like the way something looks on there, you can remove it and add something else. It's that customizable. So just read through all the features, all the different like little things that you want. Find all the shortcuts. It'll honestly make your life a lot easier, and it'll make coding a lot more fun.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I love VS Code, and there's a thing called shell command where you can connect your terminal to VS Code, and so when you take something from GitHub and you clone something, and you do code dot, it'll automatically pull up all the code into VS Code, so it's really easy and accessible. So yeah, I really like that. So you should definitely look up. I think if you do Command P or Control-Shift-P when you download VS Code, and you search up shell command, it'll show up and you can download that. But I can help you with that if you want.
Yeah.
The extension menu, you can always go to like view extensions, or you can do like Control-Shift-X or Command-Shift-X if you're on Mac. I think there's lots of documentation, so you can look at all the thing. And also VS Code, funnily enough, is open source, so you can find the GitHub for that and contribute to it if you wanted to. If in the future you ever wanted to do something like that. So similar to how our web page is open source and we can all edit that, or we will all be able to edit that eventually. VS Code is also open source, so that's really cool also as well.
And for those of you who are just learning about VS Code for the first time, I learned about it like super recently. I downloaded it yesterday and did a little something to prepare, for the group project that I'm about to present to you guys. And honestly, it's gotta be one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Like, it is so nice. It just looks visually like appealing. It's really accessible and easy to use. And honestly, Google just has like tons and tons of information about how to like fully utilize it. So 10 out of 10, recommend it, hop on it immediately. I'm about to, honestly guys, we should tell our computer science teachers about this one because they're just giving us all these random IDEs that are just a headache, and VS Code is just better than all of them. So we need to revolutionize with VS Code, to be honest.
Yeah. So in our computer science class, they recommend Atom, which is also another open source IDE, or it's a text editor really. But I got Visual Studio Code and I was like, oh, I kind of like, this little thing that Atom does, like these key commands that I wanted. And there was an extension to import all the different key commands from Atom to into Visual Studio Code. You can also customize all your different, like you can make your own shortcuts like on the keyboard as well. So it's like super nice for like anything that you want to do. And however whatever your style of coding is, like you can adjust VS Code to that.
Yeah, precisely. So that being said, so the group project that we're talking about, we also introduced this last time, is the personal blog. So now that we were previously we were talking about how we would have like one blog all together as a group, but because GitHub is being irritating, we can just have you guys make your own personal blogs on VS Code. So I'm gonna see if I can share my screen. Honestly, I don't want to risk it all, but here we go. Low key for the sake of it, we're gonna have to do it. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Chrome tab. Application window. Actually, you know what? Never mind that. VS Code just wasn't appearing on my share screen option, so we're not going to do that. But thankfully, if you do
what you share,
what?
If you
yeah, it was like showing me like the application, any of my Chrome tabs, and then like this screen that I'm on right now, like with all of you guys. But I don't know if I wanted to share my screen just to show the like everyone. We all get to see.
Okay.
My share
Make sure
screen.
that it's open. That's also sometimes.
Yeah, it was open, but I'm not gonna spend too much time fiddling with it. But so basically, you guys are gonna be making a personal blog of yourselves. It's gonna be really cute because you guys get the flex that you guys are making your own website made from scratch instead of using like Wix or Weebly, which is exactly what I did before I learned how to do web design. So using VS Code, all you have to do is like you're gonna make your new page or whatnot. You have to just label it, I guess, like your name and then blog.html. That's really important, that .html at the top, because it tells the editor that, okay, this is going to be a page for HTML. Otherwise, it's not going to be able to run properly. And then knowing everything that you gained from the module or prior experience, you guys will be able to code up your own blog. So obviously, you're going to want your header, your body, your text. You might want like an image of yourself, right? Maybe like one of your favorite YouTube videos in there, all that good stuff. You pretty much just want to have a blog about, I guess, yourself, some information, photo, an interesting fact about yourself, all that good stuff. I think the team, we're going to make a general layout, and then we're going to promote like one of our examples. I know Matthew also showed his blog, like as an example of what we want you guys to produce. And so with that, you'll know, I guess, being able to produce a personal blog for yourself will show like, yourself and the rest of us that you guys know how to use HTML properly, such that you can make first website, as y'all should. Because I guess Wix and Weebly, those are for normal people. But us, we know how to make it from scratch. And that's what we want. That's the energy we need. So yes, that's pretty much just going to be like that first community project. And so, yeah, after HTML, like I said earlier, there's CSS and JavaScript. But Matthew, I believe you had an idea using Bootstrap as a substitute for CSS. If you want.
Well, Bootstrap is a CSS framework. Basically, what that means is instead of writing your own CSS, it uses a pre-made one, basically. All you have to do is import the Bootstrap code. It's online, I can show you that in a second, but yeah, I mean, obviously, making CSS is good. It's a good skill to have, but at the end of the day, most CSS that you'll learn is already online, and it's super, like, everything that you would do with CSS is easily Googleable. So there is a module in Codecademy for CSS if you do want to learn that. But what I recommend is looking at the Bootstrap page and looking through those different elements in Bootstrap to see that, because honestly, it's a great tool, and like most professional websites use Bootstrap in some sense. It's really like a really good way to get the formatting of the website out of the way and work on the actual content in the website itself. So I'll show you. First, I'll show you. I see. First, I'll show you the Visual Studio Code again. So this right here, in this style tab, in the style thing, is the CSS. So this is the one that you would make if you were making CSS. You have to customize each the padding for the header, and then you have to customize the padding for the right column and the card color and all that stuff. So it's kind of like, you know, a you know, you can do it, but at the same time, it's easier. It might be easier if you just, you know, put a link to the Bootstrap, and then use that instead. Because let's see, if I comment this out, and, oops. What is the Control-Shift-V? Yeah, okay. Control-Shift-V. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this is the little like test page. So when I remove the style, see how it kind of like is all over on the side, and then if I bring it back, oops. If I bring it back, it, you know, makes it into cards and stuff. And then if I wanted to, let me just share the Bootstrap page. Okay, can you see this? You guys see this, the Bootstrap?
Not Firefox. Oh my goodness. It's kind of blurry, but yes, we can see it.
Okay. So basically what you're gonna do is put this in your page at the top, like in the header, and then in the bottom right before, you know, right before the like ending body tag, you put these two, and then what you can do is go to documentation, and then if you come here to content, components. There's all these different little components that you can have. So I have the card, you know, the one that I made, the little box that all my stuff was in, and they have their own card here, and this is what it looks like. I think it's this right here. So they
Oh, Matthew,
yeah,
I'm not really sure if we can see what you're trying to show us. We can just see like an orange bar with like the icon for Mozilla Firefox.
oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, let me try that again. Okay, now can you see it?
Perfect.
Okay, so I'll do it again. So this right here is what I was talking about before. This is what you put at the top. You put it right here underneath the head, in the head. That's called a CSS style sheet that like links Bootstrap to your code, and then right before the ending body tag, you put the other scripts. So these two right here. That's what you put in. You can also go here, and it tells you where is it? So it says download it. You don't have to download it. And then if you come here to components, there's all these different components that they have made already. So I have my card. That's this little thing that I made. It's right here in the dot card this is the dot card CSS. But Bootstrap has its own. So if I come to card here, they have their own they made. It just looks a little nicer. It's more formatted. And so basically all you have to do is create a div with a class of card. And then you can use it. So there's all these different cards that they've made. If you know, just free to use, like this is all free. Let's see. So like if you wanted a big image in a card with like text over it, you know, you just do card BG dark text white, and then it would make it for you. You don't have to do any, you know, if you were making it yourself, you'd have to do all this yourself, and they have their own. And so it's a lot easier. It's just a lot better to, you know, make your own. It's a lot better than like, you know, having to go through the whole process of like making it and then like being like, oh, this is too far. I'm gonna type in like 2 different numbers less to make it, you know, it's just all done for you, and it's really nice. Yeah, I mean, I that's really all I have to say about it. But so you know, check out the CSS module if you're interested in that. But also, you know, use Bootstrap. It's a free available resource, and then you don't have to like go through the process of typing out all the different, you know, all the different little steps that like you don't really need if like to make a functioning website. It just makes it look better. Yeah, that's all. That's my little spiel.
Nah, yeah, that's great. See, and thank you to Google and everything Bootstrap related. We can just hack the system and skip over CSS as a whole, but definitely check out the CSS module anyways. I know I'm going to, just so I can, you know, make sure I understand what I'm looking at, because it's also really important, like, you know, if you're trying to do this stuff as like a hobby or whatnot, just making sure you understand exactly what you're copying and pasting is also super important. But if you don't really care about that, definitely bootstrap your way into a beautiful website. Matthew, do you want to drop the link that you were on so, you know, people can like download it? Because I know I'm going to download Bootstrap as soon as this call drops, because Bootstrap is swanky.
Yeah, you don't have to download it.
You just have the link. Yeah, you just put the link in, right?
Yeah, so there's if you go to that, when you go to that website, there's a thing that says download. And then it says like compiled CSS and JSS. You don't need to download that, because then you have to figure out putting it into your project folder. So if you scroll down, there's one that says JS deliver. So basically, there's a like 2 links, and then and that just basically, you know, puts it in your code from online instead of you know, downloading it and putting it into the project folder. It's not that hard. There's also a lot of like if you're like confused about it, you can always, you know, reach out to us on Discord or something. And then as also there's like a video, and you just have to watch like the first minute or so, and it tells you like, oh yeah, just paste this in here. It's really like that easy.
Yeah. Okay, so great. Yeah, like Bootstrap, beautiful. VS Code and Bootstrap, love it. All right, so how's everyone feeling so far in terms of like, you know, the blog idea using Bootstrap? Like, does it seem like crazy, or like you guys think y'all will be good with it?
Yeah. Well, it seems fine. We'll give it a try and see where we go from there. After we create the blog page, then what do we do? Where do we send it? You know, the HTML file somewhere, or what?
I think honestly, like a screenshot could be nice. Like, what do you guys think? Like a screenshot or some sort of, I don't know. I know like me playing around with VS Code and like producing a website, like I don't think it's like a viable like link that I can just drop in the chat and it'll send it to you. Mostly because I just had like Chrome as an extension so I could run it and produce it, but I don't know if it's like a link I can actually send in. I think we'll provide more instructions on how that's gonna work going forward, but for now we just got like we kind of want you to just like tinker with VS Code and like Bootstrap to make the personal blog. Like submitting anything or just like showing that there's like a blog, that's something we'll worry about like in a little bit after, you know, everyone's like comfortable with like doing the blog. Sound good? Does everyone kind of like that idea? Like just getting warmed up with like the blog and like, you know, not having to worry about like actually having something that's like, you know, submittable, but like, you know, something that, you know, makes you feel like you're actually doing something.
Yeah, sorry. If you want us to look at it,
No.
you can send it to us through Discord if you want us to look at the files or anything. But yeah, I think a blog is really cool because you can talk about yourself, and a lot of people like when you have like a personal website and then people look at it, and I feel like that's very similar to having a blog. So you can change that to be something else later on if you want to, you know, create a personal website or present yourself and present your projects. That's very similar to elements of a blog. So yeah, thank you, Nat. Sorry.
Speaking of Discord, or like sending files over Discord, we were thinking of, you know, we know that the Discord that is currently there, we know that it's like a little bit overwhelming. There's a lot of people in it and stuff. So we were considering the idea of maybe like a personal Discord or a Slack, just so that we can like send files and, you know, chat without, you know, being so overwhelmed. And like in that, like the big group is obviously really good too, because you can get help from, you know, lots of different people from all over the world. But having one for like our personal little bubble may be good. We sent out a form in the email. I'm not sure if anyone responded to it, but what are your thoughts on, you know, having a personal Discord or a Slack, and would you prefer one over the other? Just we need that input so we can move forward, you know. So please speak up with your thoughts.
Or just drop it in the chat, one of the two. Because I think having, I don't know, like I personally muted the Codecademy Discord, not our Discord, but like the general ones from the other chapters, because like those are my chapters and they just always have notifications going on. So either a personal Discord or Slack could work. Maybe Slack, I'm fine with either. Okay, love that. Okay, Renee, you said some. Okay, as you should. Love that. Anyone else preferences? There is okay, okay. You never use Slack with no problem. Okay, okay.
Slack is kind of more so the difference between Discord and Slack, they're very similar. Discord is more like gaming oriented. I feel like there's a lot of, you know, it's a lot more text based and you know, stuff like that. And then Slack's more like work oriented, like it was made for like the business place, like kind of like the difference between something like, you know, Google Teams and Zoom. Yeah, originally Zoom wasn't used that often for business things. It was Google Meet or something like that. Yeah, so that's kind of the difference. So we can try either one, see which one we like better also, but it's all free. So, I just don't want to, we just don't want to overwhelm you guys and like make it, too much. But also, even even the Codecademy Discord is overwhelming to me, and I use Discord on a daily basis. So that's kind of what we were thinking. So and also the difference.
Okay, so we'll figure out whether or not we're going to be using Discord or Slack, like within, I hope, the next week. And then once we figure that out and like figure out which one is more viable, we'll just send you guys, I think it's like an invite link. That's how it works. Like you guys get an email like, hey, come join the Discord, or hey, come join the Slack. You just like kind of log in, or you make an account, and boom, it'll just be in our personal Discord or personal Slack. Sounds good? Yeah? Oh, yes. Okay. Sophia, you said some. I can send a Google Drive folder where we can submit the file to your blogs. And yes, and that will also be in the Slack or the Discord. Does that sound valid? Like the link to the drive? We'll have our personal drive too. That would be cute. So yes, does that sound good with everyone? Yeah? Team? Y'all like that? Okay, great. So I see that we're about at 2. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? Does everyone feel good about like, the blog, working with VS Code, checking out Bootstrap, just, saturating it and just like doing web design things? Y'all like that? Okay. So it seems like everyone's on the right track. I'm happy to see that y'all are doing well otherwise. And so, yeah, with that being said, unless there's anything else that y'all need or y'all are thinking about, let us know. Otherwise, I think we're good. Team, stay on.
See all your blog posts and blogs.
All right, with that being said, that's pretty much the end of the meeting. So I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend, and we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
All right, see ya. Bye.
Coming.
Thank you.
You.
Y'all soon.
Do we also leave?
No, I just want to chat with y'all real quick.